Hello my dear students, welcome back to another session. Trigonometry. Listening the name itself, most of you start panicking as you feel it's the hardest chapter in your 10th grade, as it has so many new terms and you have to memorize many values, and most of you are not at all sure about the applications of this chapter in your real life, isn't it? If you have watched the introduction session on this chapter, you would have understood the concrete reason on why this chapter was introduced and where it is actually used in real life. But what you have to understand before getting into this concept, first of all you need to know trigonometry. Trigonometry is the study of the relationship between the sides and its angles of a right triangle. The term trigonometry is derived from the Greek word tri, which means three, gon, that is nothing but sides, and metron means measure. So, we describe the word trigonometry as the study of three sides and the angles of a triangle. We have seen triangles and their properties in our previous classes. There, we observed different daily situations where we were using triangles. Let's again look at some of the daily examples. Okay? In the park, children like to slide on the slider. If you observe properly, that slider and the pole have a defined angle from the earth. Have you ever climbed a ladder? How will you adjust its position? You'll place the ladder at some distance from the base of the wall and make it lean to the top of the wall, isn't it? If you observe properly, the position of the ladder and the ground between the ladder and the base and the wall, these three refers to a right triangle, isn't it? Here, the ladder acts as the hypotenuse and the ground as the base and the wall is perpendicular to the ground. A person is painting the wall with the help of a ladder. See here. If the person wants to paint at the higher position or lower position, what will he do? And what will be the change in angle of the ladder with the ground? When he wants to paint at higher or lower points, he should change the position of the ladder. So, when the angle, let's say theta, when theta is increased, the height also increases and the base decreases. But when theta is decreased, the height also decreases and the base increases. Now, look at this example. Suppose a hot air balloon is flying in the air. A girl happens to spot the balloon in the sky and runs to her mother to tell her about it. Her mother rushes out of the house to look at the balloon. Now, when the girl had spotted the balloon initially, it was at point A. When both the mother and daughter came out to see it again, it had already travelled to another point B. In all the above situations, the distances or heights can be found by using some mathematical techniques, which comes under the branch of mathematics called trigonometry. It can measure the heights, distances and slopes by using the properties of triangles. These types of problems are part of trigonometry, which is a branch of mathematics. In this chapter, we will study some ratios of the sides of right triangle with respect to its acute angles called trigonometric ratios of the angle. Now, for that, let us take a right triangle ABC with base AB and right angle at B. Here, the angle BAC is any acute angle. Now, let us note the position of the side BC with respect to this angle A. It faces angle A, isn't it? This BC faces angle A. We call it the side opposite to angle A. Here, AC is the hypotenuse of the right triangle and the side AB is part of this angle A. So, we call it the side adjacent to this angle A. What if you consider angle C in the place of angle A? The position of the sides changes when the angle changes. If we consider angle C instead of angle A, then the opposite side of angle C is AB. And the side BC is part of this angle C. So, we call BC as the side adjacent to angle C. You have studied the concept of ratios in your earlier classes. Now, we define certain ratios involving the sides of right triangle and call them trigonometric ratios. There are three trigonometric ratios, namely sine, cosine and tangent. There are three more ratios defined in trigonometry which are considered as reciprocals of these three ratios, sine, cosine and tangent. That means multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of sine A is cosecant A. Simply write it as cosecant A equals to 1 by sine A. Similarly, the reciprocal of cosine A is nothing but secant A. Simply we can write it as secant A equals to 1 by cosine A. Similarly, tan A is the reciprocal of cotangent A. Simply cot A is nothing but 1 by tan A. Now, the trigonometric ratios of angle A in this right triangle ABC in this figure are defined as follows. See here, sine A is nothing but side opposite to angle A, which is BC, and the hypotenuse. So that is AC. So sine A is defined as side opposite to angle A by hypotenuse, that is BC by AC. Now go with cos A, that is also called as cosine A. So cosine A is defined as side adjacent to angle A by hypotenuse, that is AB by AC. Now tangent A. So tan A is defined as side opposite to angle A by side adjacent to angle A. This is nothing but BC by AB. Now coming to the reciprocals of sine, cos and tangent. Now cotangent. Cotangent A is nothing but 1 by tangent of angle A. So simply you can say the side adjacent to angle A by the side opposite to angle A, which is AB by BC. And secant A. Secant A is nothing but the reciprocal of cos. So 1 by cosine of angle A. Or we can also say that hypotenuse by the side adjacent to angle A, which is AC by AB. Now cosecant A. Cosecant A is defined as the reciprocal of sine, right? So 1 by sine of angle A, which is nothing but hypotenuse by the side opposite to angle A, which is AC by BC. So these ratios defined above are abbreviated as sine A, cos A, tan A, cosecant A, secant A and cot A. So we also observe tan A is nothing but sine A by cos A and cot A is nothing but cos A by sine A. So the trigonometric ratios of any acute angle in the right triangle expressed in the relationship between angle and the length of its sides. Remember that the values of the trigonometric ratios of an angle do not vary with the lengths of the sides of the triangle if the angle remains the same. So, if you are asked to find the trigonometric ratios of any acute angle by giving any of the required measures, simply follow the ratios we just discussed earlier. Let us discuss the application of these ratios in the further classes. Hope you guys understood the concept. See you in the next session. This is Sabita signing off.